love the beautiful lines of the Tiago. The headlamps, the grille, they all come together, and arguably it's one of the best designs from Tata. But today our focus is a little more specific. It's on this little alphabet here, the A. This is the Tiago Automatic. So where does it fit? Priced from 3.26 to 5.34 lakh, the Tiago sits just above more entry-level hatches like the Alto K10 and the Kwid, and just under premium hatches like the Swift and the Grand i10. The Tiago looks premium and feels that way on the inside too. Step in and you're greeted with black and grey interiors. There's hard plastics all around, but the nice crosshatch pattern that adorns them makes the surfaces quite pleasant to touch. This is the top-of-the-line XZ variant that features the Connect Next 8-speaker infotainment system. The music setup, even in this, one of the more entry-level Tata offerings, is quite a delight for audiophiles. The AC does not feature climate control, but it is quite powerful. And when the sun disappeared behind some clouds on our test, we invariably found the need to start cranking the temperature gauge up. Even with the blower on its slowest setting, it was starting to get a little too cool for comfort. The steering is nice and comfortable to hold, and weighs up nicely when you're up to highway speeds. It's quite light at low speeds though, which makes maneuvering easy in the city, but it also starts to lose feel of feedback. The steering also houses controls for answering calls and also controlling the infotainment system. And now to the most important bit here, the Amt transmission. The good news, when you set off, the Tiago shifts and moves away very smoothly, and when it does change gear, then the head nod is not so pronounced, it's very smooth. But that has a downside. Yes, the gearbox isn't quick in terms of shifts, but the bigger problem is that in slow-moving traffic, it's too eager to go up and down the gearbox. Try to keep pace with bumper-to-bumper traffic, and the Amt will keep shifting down and up the gearbox, and that can get a little annoying. But there is a solution. You can always adapt your driving style to the gearbox. Don't be in a hurry to go anywhere. Don't try to dash for gaps or jump past people. And in this relaxed driving mode, the Tiago will do just fine. There is another way to do it. You can just shift the gearbox into manual, and then pushing up on the gear lever or pushing down changes the gearbox up or down. It's not faster. The gearbox still will change gears at the same speed, but it's just a little less annoying when you know when it's going to happen, and you don't have to play with the clutch pedals. And when you drive in manual mode, you realize one thing. This petrol engine is quite good. The 1.2 litre Revertron motor is a very nice and linear engine. It's got a fairly flat power band and a nice raspy engine note to it. But when you really do take the revs really high, a lot of engine noise does start to seep into the cabin. With the slow shifting Amt, this isn't the engine gearbox combination you want to be pedal mashing with. This shows up on our performance tests, and with a 0 to 100 time of 16.7 seconds, it's over 2 seconds slower than the manual, which posted 14.3 seconds to the 100 km/h sprint. The Tiago may be a small car, but it feels really grown up. It gives you the confidence at high speeds, and yet the suspension manages to take the edge off bad roads. Sure, there's a little side-to-side rocking motion that creeps in over undulating roads in the city. On the highway, it cruises nicely at 90 to 100 km/h, and this keeps the mileage up at around the 20 to 22 km per litre mark. But in the city, that tends to fall down to around 16 km per litre. The Tiago Amt sits in a bit of a sweet spot. It's a nice step up from your entry-level hatchback with a nice set of features and the promised convenience of an automatic transmission. and at 5.34 lakhs, it's still cheaper than the more premium offerings in the segment. The pain point here is that it isn't a smooth and sophisticated automatic, and so you have to learn to work around its flaws. But you can, and for those willing to do so, Tata's Tiago AMT Petrol could strike a nice balance.